Hi, here we are doing the independent practice from 2.2 Negative Numbers, Course 1A Singapore Map. Before we start, a gentle reminder to watch the content video for this chapter to make sure your concepts are clear. Let's begin. Write a negative or positive number to represent each situation. So basically, given on the situation, we have to write a negative or a positive number. So to decide whether the given statement represents a negative number or it represents a positive number. It says 438 degrees Celsius above zero. Above zero meaning what? It is going to be positive. So we will say 438 degrees Celsius. We don't need to write positive sign, right? No sign implies it's positive. But when it's negative, we got to put a negative sign there. 164 degrees Fahrenheit below. Below is going to be minus, right? So minus 164 degrees Fahrenheit. So if it was a number line like this, if it's 0 here, all this is positive and this side it's negative, right? So this is above in that sense, right? Like if you draw a vertical line here, that's 0. So this is above, okay? And this one is going to be below. So that's just for your reference. But now you know anything on the right side or on the top of 0 is positive, and anything on the left and on the bottom of the 0 would be negative. Why did I say top and bottom and left and right? So when you have a horizontal line, it's left and right. When you have a vertical line, it is top and bottom. 8,327 feet below sea level. Below. Okay, so it's minus 8327 feet. So we just have to do this. They're simple questions. We have 3 more of this type now. 12,316 feet above. So we will say 12,316 feet, right? No need to put positive sign because it is implied. A loss of 20 yards, a loss, right? So it is minus 20 yards. You are losing that, right? So it is minus. A credit of $3,401. Credit means you are getting it, okay? So it is positive. So we simply say $3,401. So if it was debit, if it had said like a debit of 3,000, then we would say minus 3,000. Okay, let's move to the next type of questions now. Question 7. Complete each number line by filling in the missing values. So we are given these values here and we got to fill in the rest of the values. So we have minus 6 here. So that's going to be minus 5, minus 4, and this will be minus 3, right? And then minus 2 and so on. And on the left hand side, we say this is minus 6. So this is going to be minus 7. That's minus 8. So this will be minus 9, minus 10, and that's going to be minus 11. Okay? And we have one more. We have minus 30 here. So we go on the right hand side first. So this becomes minus 29. That's minus 28 and that's minus 27. So we know our answer is right. Again, let's go to the left side now. Minus 30, minus 31, that's minus 32, that's minus 33, minus 34, and that's minus 35. Be careful, you got to consider these ones also, right? They have not asked us to label it, but we have to consider them while counting. So don't say this is minus 33 and this is minus 34 directly. You know, this is minus 34 here and this will be minus 35. Okay, so watch out carefully. Ready for the next? Now in these questions, we have to write the opposite, and writing opposite is what? If it's plus, you write minus. If it's minus, you write plus. So just writing opposite of it. So it's plus 8, right? Nothing means plus. So answer is minus 8. Question 10, it's minus 5. So it's going to be plus 5. So plus 5 is just 5. 21 minus 21 minus 29 is going to be 29. 24. So it's going to be minus 24. And minus 106 is going to be 106. Were they tough? Not really, right? Just writing the opposite. So if it had minus sign, you take it out. And if it has no sign, you just add minus sign. That's it. Okay, now we have number lines to do. The question says, draw a horizontal number line to represent each set of numbers. So I've already drawn my number line and I've already marked my units. I've taken 2 centimeters as 1 unit. So if you see, this is dot here, right? And this dot here. So the distance between them is 2 centimeters. When I have less numbers to plot, I like to spread out my units well. I like to spread out my marking so that it looks neat and tidy. And it's visually appealing for your teacher as well. And the teacher would be happy to give you some good grades. Okay, the question says negative. So they are going to be negative even numbers. You know, even numbers. They end with 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. Okay, so this is something that you should know. And the odd numbers will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So the numbers ending with this numbers would be odd numbers. So we need even numbers. So we are going to use this ones. From minus 24 to minus 10. So we will first list down the numbers. So it's going to be minus 24. Then we are going, if it's a number line like this, your minus 24 is here and minus 10 would be here, right? So we are doing this traveling, okay? So minus 24. Next one will be minus 22 because minus 23 is going to be an odd number. Then, so it's like you skip one basically. So minus 21 we skip and we say minus 20. Minus 19 we skip and we say minus 18. Minus 17 skip, minus 16. Minus 15 skip, minus 14. Minus 13 skip, minus 12. Minus 11 skip and minus 10. So these are the numbers that I need to plot. How many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I have my 8 markings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've already done my marking at the gap of 2 centimeters. That's what you need to do. You take your ruler, put it straight properly. So every centimeter or every 2 centimeters you will mark it. I'll start with minus 24, minus 22, minus 20, minus 18, minus 16, minus 14, minus 12, and minus 10. Okay, so my number line is done. I prefer to list down my numbers, count them, and then I mark on the number line. It is a good practice rather than just running to the number line straight away because you might end up missing some numbers. So it's better to make a list, then you actually know how many markings you need and you can decide if you want to have 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, or half a centimeter, or 3 centimeters. So based on the numbers that you have to plot, you can decide how many centimeters as 1 unit. Okay, then the next one is the opposites of the whole numbers. Whole numbers are not fractions and decimals, right? The opposites of the whole numbers from 35 to 45. We have to have the opposite. And these are what numbers? These are positive numbers. So our numbers are going to be negative numbers, right? So from 35 to 45. So we start minus 35, minus 36, minus 37, minus 38, minus 39, minus 40, minus 41, minus 42, minus 43, minus 44, and minus 45. Okay, so these are the numbers that we need to mark. How many numbers are there? Let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. There are 11 numbers. So again, because I have enough space, I've taken 2 centimeters to mark 1 unit here. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. Now you got to be careful because these are negative numbers. So where do you start from? Are you going to start here like minus 35? No, we cannot do that. Minus 35 will not be there. We will start from here. Minus 35 will be here, right? Because on the right hand side further, if you go, you will have 0. Negative numbers work the other way, right? So this is minus 36, minus 37, minus 38, minus 39, minus 40, minus 41, minus 42, minus 43, minus 44, and minus 45. Okay, so this is how you plot them. So we have done 2 horizontal lines. Now let's go and do some vertical lines. So these are our next set of questions. So it's vertical line, negative odd numbers. So these are negative and they're odd numbers. Now you know here odd numbers ends with this, right? So negative odd numbers between, meaning what? We will not take these two numbers. We'll take numbers between them. So minus 91 and 103, that's again minus. So we need to have numbers between them, right? And they're odd numbers. So 91, do we take it? No, because it's between. So we start with the next odd, right? So 92 we are going to skip. We say minus 93, minus 95, minus 97, minus 99, minus 101. Do we say 103? No, it's between. So 103 is not there. Unlike this previous question where we had from and to. So we took 24 and 10 because it's from and to. In between, we do not take them. We take numbers between them. Okay. So now, where do we start from? Where will minus 93 go? It will be here, right? Because if you go further up like this, up and up and up, you will have 0 there. So minus 93 is there. Then we say minus 95, minus 97, minus 99, and minus 101. These are the units that I've already marked over here. Okay, so you take your ruler, keep it straight, standing, vertical, and mark your units. Again, I've taken 2 centimeters between 2 numbers, so that way it's neat and spread it out. Okay, the next one, positive and negative. So you will have both positive and you will have negative even numbers. Okay, they are even numbers. Greater than minus 6 and less than 12. So how do we write that? So I'll write minus 6 here, whatever those numbers are, and 12. Now how do I put my inequality sign? Greater than minus 6. So I will say greater than minus 6 but less than 12. See how when I read, it tells me what inequality sign will go where. So read it carefully, put the numbers and then read again until your mind interprets it right. So what numbers are we going to have here? They're supposed to be even numbers, okay? So greater than. Be careful, don't say 7, no, it's odd, and 8 will take. We are talking greater than, but in minus side. So it's going to be minus 4, right? Then the next one is going to be minus 2. Then we have 0, right? Then it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. No, because it has to be less than 12, right? So these are the numbers we need to plot. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 numbers. Do I have enough marking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I have enough markings. Now, where do we begin with? Remember, 0 is in the middle here, right? The positives are on the top and negatives are in the bottom. So I start here, minus 4, minus 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So this is how I plot positives and negatives on a vertical number line. Okay, positives will be on the top of 0. These are the positives here, and this way you have negative, so be careful with that. Okay, so it's like if you turn this number line clockwise, like it's like this, you turn it clockwise, it's going to be like this, right? So if 0 will be here, positives will be this side, right? And negatives will be this side. It's exactly the same thing. So don't get confused. If you get confused in your head, turn it clockwise 90 degrees and see where is positive and where is negative, and then do it anti-clockwise 90 degree, and then you're sorted. Okay, ready for the next one? I know you're always ready. Use the number line to compare each pair of numbers using this inequality signs, right? Do you really need number lines now? You don't. I know that, right? I know you're smart now, very, very smart. But since I've given, let's use it. So that's minus 2 and that's minus 9. So on the negative side, further the number, the smaller it is, right? Closer to 0, greater it is. That's for the negative side. So 9 is further, so it is smaller. If you get confused, okay, so write it as 9 and 2. This is bigger, right? This is how you would do if it was positive. For the negative, just do the reverse. Make this minus 9, make this minus 2, and reverse the sign. That's it. Simple. Then the next one. Minus 10 and minus 4. Minus 4 is here, minus 10 is there. So which one is further away from 0? 10. So that is going to be less. And it's done. The next one. Minus 5 and 4. Now minus 5 is here, 4 is here. Do we say which one is further away? If we do that, then minus 5 is. But negative and positive number, do we even need to think? Negative is always going to be smaller than positive. 2 and minus 6. 2 minus 6. I can just do this, and I'm sure you can do this as well with your closed eyes. You can say 2 is greater than minus 6. Question 23. We have minus 5 and minus 12. So minus 5 is here and minus 12 is here. So we know which one is greater, right? So minus 5 is greater than minus 12. Next, we have minus 10 and 3. Minus 10 is here and 3 is here. So, of course, minus 10 is less than 3, or 3 is greater than minus 10. Anytime negative number will always be less than the positive number, right? Let's go to the next one. Again, we have to complete the inequality for the 6 questions, right? Using less than or greater than sign, as we did in the previous one, but this time we don't have number line. But you know the logic, right? Both negative numbers. When both are negative, the smaller one will be greater than the larger one. Then minus 45 and 15, negative and positive. Of course, the negative is smaller than the positive. Same thing, 25 and minus 25. Done. Then 19 and minus 15. Done. 14 and minus 16. Minus 81 and minus 80, both are negative. And when both are negative, the larger is smaller and smaller is larger. So this is how it should be. And 6 more questions done. Order the numbers in each set from least to greatest. Least to greatest. Now for this type of questions, I prefer to segregate my positive and negative number. This is how I would do initially, and once I get used to it, I've done enough questions, I can go directly. So I'm going to segregate my numbers first. So I have negative numbers and I have positive numbers here. So in this case, my negative numbers are minus 2, minus 9, and minus 5. And my positives are 3, 7, and 0. right? Zero's opposite minus zero makes no sense. Okay, so it's zero, 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 always zero, zero is always zero. We are going to order them. So first it says least, right? So the negatives will go first. Now in this negative list that I have to start with the largest, right? Because larger is smaller in negative. So it's minus 9, minus 5, minus 2. And here, now because they're positive, I go normally, right? So I'll say 0, then 3, and then 7. Yes? Good. Let's do the next one. Do you want to try yourself? You can, and then check my answer. Be my teacher. Wow. So negative numbers first. Minus 10, minus 13, and minus 17. And then I have positive numbers 8, 34, and 10. Now just keep them in the order. First the negative ones because it is least to greatest. So minus 17, minus 13, minus 10, right? The negatives are sorted. Now I check the positives. So it's 8, 10, and 34. And it's done. Simple. So this task here helps me a lot and it will help you too. So practice. Let's go to the next one. Order the numbers in each set from greatest to least. So it's a reverse process, right? So the process here will continue. Minus numbers, the negative numbers. I have minus 14, then I have minus 20 and minus 57. Let's have the positive numbers listed. That's 43, 19, and 31. So because I have to do greatest, I'll go with the positives ones, right? So 43 is the greatest. Then the next one is 31 and then 19. Now, I have to go greatest to least. Okay? So my greatest in this list is minus 14, minus 20, and finally minus 57, right? Negative numbers. The next one here. Minus numbers are minus 101, minus 76, and minus 92. Then we have positive numbers. So that's 98. Then we have 125 and finally 113. Greatest to least. So we will look at the positive list first. So the greatest is 125. Then we have 113 and then 98. From the negative numbers, greatest is 101, right? Now it is minus 76. Then we have minus 92 and minus 101, and it's done. So we end this here. Now let's see what does the next question have to ask. Name two numbers that are each 2 units away from minus 7. 2 units, okay? And we need to have two numbers, not just one. Give the opposites of these two numbers. Okay, so minus 7, I've already plotted here, right? And if you do your number line, you know how to go. So on right side, you go minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, and so on and so forth. And on the left side, you will go minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, and so on and so forth. Now, it says two numbers that are 2 units, okay? So, 7 is here. First unit is here, second is here. So, one of the numbers is minus 5. The other one we do here. Minus 7 to minus 8, minus 8 to minus 9. So the other one is minus 9. So for this question, having your number line is better. It's visual. It makes sure you're doing it right. Give the opposites of these two numbers. Really, opposite of minus 5 is 5. And the opposite of minus 9 is 9. Silly question. Simple. Done. Is the opposite of a number always negative? Is it always negative? No, how can that be a big no? We just saw here in this example. The opposite of the number was positive, it's not negative. So it depends upon the numbers, and you can explain your answer using numbers. So you can say the opposite of minus 5 is 5, and the opposite of 10 is minus 10. So in this example, it is negative, but in this example, it is positive, right? So the opposite of a number is not always negative. It is negative only for the positive numbers, and it is positive for the negative numbers. Okay? Simple question. Good for us, right? So we can write and we can score well. And I'm sure even you can do complicated maths now because you are regularly watching my videos, right? Great. And continue to do that so that you become great at maths. The next one, write an inequality using greater than or less than for the following statement. Minus 22 degrees Celsius is colder than minus 4 degrees Celsius. So you have minus 22 and you have minus 4. That's degrees Celsius, that's degrees Celsius, okay? So minus 22 is colder than minus 4. So minus 22 is what? It's less than or more than? It is less than, right? Because it's minus. Even on the number line, if you want to check, minus 4 will be here. You go da 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 da, and somewhere here minus 22. So minus 22 is less than minus 4. Okay? The next. Your friend says that the statement 0 is less than minus 15 is correct. What? 0 is less than minus 15. Oh God, there is a minus sign. See, this is what happens. They don't read it well. Your friend must have read it as 0 less than 15. Or sometimes, actually, when you are solving this question, you would also read it as 0 less than 15. And you would be like, yeah. And because you already know that your friends don't lie. So be careful. It's 0 less than minus 15. Look at the number line. 0 is here. On the right side, you have positive numbers, and this side, you have negative numbers, right? So how can 0 be less than minus 15? These numbers on the left side are less than or 0 or more than 0. They are less than 0. So 0 is not less than minus 15. Minus 15 is less than 0. So we can draw this number line and explain it, okay? So this is absolutely no, right? So 0 is greater than minus 15, or you could say 0 is less than 15, okay? But 0 is not less than minus 15 for sure. 0 is never, never, never less than any of the negative numbers. So be careful. Don't make the mistake that your friend is making. Teach something to your friend. Maybe your friend can also watch these videos with you so that your friend does not make this kind of mistakes. The next one, word problem, our favorite story problem. The elevation of the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean is minus 36,200 feet. The elevation of the deepest part of the Indian Ocean is minus 24,442 feet. Okay, so Pacific Ocean, it's minus 36,200 feet, and the Indian Ocean, it's minus 24,442 feet. Write an inequality to compare the elevations. Okay, so which one? What inequality sign are we going to put here? 36,200 and you have 24,442. Did I say it right? No, this is how we do generally. So we don't have what I said. We have minus 36,200 and we have minus 24,442. So of course, this inequality sign because they are negative numbers. And which of the two oceans is the deepest part further away from the sea level? So if we do a number line like this, 0 is here, then here, not exact units, right, are my two markings. Which one will I write where? So in the first marking here, I'm going to write minus 24,442, And here I'll say minus 36, 200, right? So which one is farther from the sea level? Which one? Of course, this one. So the answer for this is Pacific Ocean. Okay, write the whole statement. Don't just make a rectangle or a circle or something as I did. Write it down. Which of the two oceans? So you'll say Pacific Ocean is the deepest part farther from the sea level. That's it. Write it well. The next one, question 40. It says the temperature at which a substance boils is called its boiling point. I am sure you've studied this in science, right? So it's a definition of a boiling point. The boiling points of two elements are shown in the table. Okay, write an inequality to compare the two boiling points. So we can see from the table we have two elements, oxygen and nitrogen, and their respective boiling points. Before I read the next question, let me write down my information from the table. So I have oxygen here, and the next one, nitrogen. The boiling point for oxygen is minus 180 degrees Celsius, and for nitrogen, it's minus 196 degrees Celsius. I know it's there already in the table. Sometimes students are like, why do I need to write it down? But it's very important that we write this information because that helps us answer all the questions easily and, of course, right. And you will see that soon. So write an inequality sign to compare minus 183 degrees Celsius and we have minus 196 degrees Celsius. So which one is smaller or which one is greater? Negative numbers. So we will say minus 183 degrees Celsius is greater than minus 196 degrees Celsius, right? Like if we make a number line here, that's 0 and we have two numbers, randomly putting them, okay, no units. Which one will I write where? I will write minus 183 and I'll write minus 196 here, right? So of course this number is bigger compared to the other one, right? Because it's negative numbers. So I have my inequality sign already there. The next part says which element has the greater boiling point? Which one is greater? This one. So it has a greater boiling point. And it's done. So writing it down helped me, right? So it's always good practice to write it down. So write your answer properly. Oxygen has the greater boiling point. Don't just underline as I did, okay? This is just for your understanding that I'm doing. Question 41. It says write a statement to describe each inequality. So we got to write statement now. An inequality is given. It says minus 45 feet is greater than minus 80 feet. What statement can you write for this? So we can write the elevation of minus 45 feet, as it's given here, is greater than, because we have a greater than sign over here, right? So we're taking this one. The elevation of minus 80 feet. So that's the number there. So that's how we can write a statement. The next one, minus 436 degrees Fahrenheit is less than minus 271 degrees Fahrenheit. Easy to write, right? So we can say minus 436 degrees Fahrenheit is colder than minus 271 degrees Fahrenheit. That's it. So this is how we can write this statement for given inequality. With this, we are done with the chapter. All the questions, all 42 questions. Looks like, oh God, there were 42 questions, but they all were simple, right? Like write opposites, write statements, write inequality sign, compare. So they were really simple questions. The only basic concepts needs to be clear and you can really go fast on this type of questions. Not only that, you can score them right as well. I hope this is helping you and you're looking forward to the content video for the next chapter, right? So I shall see you there. Until then, enjoy and have fun in life. Bye-bye.